Welcome to the Relatable Podcast with Jenny.
And I am Vince Serrano. And we want you to go follow us on Twitter and IG at Relatable Podcast. That's REL, the number 8, TABLE Podcast. Welcome to the Relatable Podcast. It's your boy Vince, and I am accompanied by the lovely
Jenny.
There we go. Jenny's a fan favorite. We already know everybody loves you, Jenny. Everybody loves you.
You love me.
I love you too, for sure. Want to thank you guys for listening. Obviously, this is our 4th episode, and I think everybody's wondering, like, hey, look, what is this really about? And we talk about topics that are relatable. Would you say the same thing?
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone that has been messaging us and commenting, they all agree with everything that we're saying. It's all stuff that people think about, but never really talk about. So.
Right, and it's kind of like things that we're borderline, like the topics that no one talks about, right? Like you said, but they think about, but they don't ever talk about it. And I think the great thing about us is that we're always pretty frank with you. We have to make sure we do what we know how to do and still keep our lives private a little bit, but it's tough when you're doing this. So I appreciate you, baby. I love you. Thank you for doing this. What are we talking about today?
So I think a lot of people can relate to this. Well, a lot of relationships have families that get way too involved in their relationship.
Yeah, I think so too. I think moms.
Moms are crazy. I really don't think that I'm gonna be one of those moms.
Okay, you say that now.
I know, and I wonder if all of these moms have said that before when they were younger. Is it just a mom thing?
No, I mean I feel like dads get involved. You haven't seen Bad Boys 3? Bad Boys 1, 2, 3? All of them.
It's part 2.
It's part 2 where your boy is like, hey, man, what's your name? Hey, you 14? You look about 30. No, I think dads get involved. I think moms get involved.
I feel like my dad got involved way more when we were teenagers. But once we all hit that adult mark, backed off.
For sure.
I feel like both of my parents did.
Yeah.
My mom was never that kind of mom either, so.
Right, she wasn't a helicopter mom, just hovering. No. Right, just getting all over, just.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. It's weird because maybe it's the moms that have a lot of sons.
You think so?
I don't know.
No, I think parents want the best for their kids, right? And so you want to make sure that you're vetting those people. I mean, how many times do women get taken advantage of by dudes, right? So I mean,
you can say that, but I feel like moms think that their sons are getting taken advantage by the woman 100%, most of the time.
Yeah, it's
weird because not something that I don't think any of us expected.
Why do you think it happens though?
I don't know. They think that no one is good enough for their sons, or that they are the best woman.
That's true.
It's so weird.
For sure.
I feel like I can say right now, and now this is good that we're recording this because I want to look back on this in 20 years when our kids are in relationships. I feel like I would be happy for them with whoever makes them happy. And I want them to always know that.
But what if they make them happy, but then when they come back and they tell you that they're not happy, right? Because they're going to come to you for counseling.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell you all the deep, dark secrets. They're going to tell you all the things that they're upset about. They're going to come vent to you, right? And what if they tell you something you don't like? Dum, 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 dum.
I feel like I'm very level-headed, and I'm always trying to rationalize both ends.
Okay.
And I don't think I would be biased just because it's my son.
Okay.
I can tell my kid if they're wrong, or if their partner is at fault, or maybe your partner did this to you today. Maybe they were having a bad day, know, and maybe you can talk about it tomorrow. I always think it's super important to talk to them, to talk to people, talk out your problems.
For sure.
Because you might have misunderstood something, and so if one of my kids is misunderstanding something, I'm definitely going to misunderstand it. So.
But what if he's telling you certain things and you kind of know what type of person that person is shaping up to be like?
I can give him my best advice.
You got really deep right there.
I can say how I feel about the situation, how I feel he should handle it, just suggestions, and not exactly telling him that that's the way he needs to do it.
Okay.
I have 2 sons. That's why I keep talking about boys. But,
Right. But what if he continues to go through those things? You don't want to give him a lifeboat. You're just gonna let him go.
He's gonna have to figure it out on his own.
For sure. I think when moms get involved, now I've got grandparents, right? My grandmother raised me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think not in this relationship, right? But in past relationships, I've told her certain things, and I'm not gonna lie, what she has told me has ended up being right. What do you say to that?
Every time?
Yeah, maybe it's right, and then maybe it's not. Maybe it wasn't right at the time, and she gave it to me, and then I started seeing it, or maybe she was giving me like little hints, and then. But I'm not gonna lie, like
It's easier for us, everyone to see things on the outside, on the outskirts, to an extent, because, your parent, your grandmother, whatever, could see someone one way, and they're not seeing that person behind closed doors when it's just you two.
For sure.
But if it's been proven to be right, then I would probably trust them the next time they tell you something.
I mean, I could say it's proven to be right, then I could also say, well, maybe she made me look for certain things.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That is true. And how many times, even in our conversations that we have, I will tell you something and you'll kind of run with it.
I mean, what do you want somebody to do?
No, you know what I mean? But like, I can be like, oh, this is done.
You're good.
This is done this way because so-and-so. And then
You're good. It's just
every time you think about what it was that I told you, then you'll always be like, oh, this is that because of that.
Right. But it's been that way a lot of the times, right? So like, somebody's going through something, and then we're looking for those things, and then they continue to happen. What do you want somebody to look at? And I think that's the thing, is like, okay, look, if you don't want people in your relationships or giving you advice, don't tell them.
Yeah, don't.
Whether it be mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, if you're sitting here talking to them, because look, I'm not gonna lie, right? I go to my parents for advice. So I'd go to my parents for advice, and she'd be like, well, what's happening? And I'm gonna tell them. They're gonna give their opinion, right? And then they're gonna look at that person the next time they see it and think that's what they're looking for.
And that's why I probably wouldn't do that.
You just don't want to help your kid then.
No, I like, if ever, I feel like most of the time growing up, if I've had issues in relationships, I wouldn't go to my parents about it, even though we all had open discussions.
Right.
But I feel like I wouldn't do that because I know that you're gonna always remember the negative stuff, and it's gonna be hard to come back from that.
It is gonna be hard. It's hard for anybody, But what happens if they see something?
I get that, but sometimes, let's say little Peyton grows up and he keeps on getting with these crazy girls. I can't help you out that many times. Like, I'm just gonna sit back and watch your craziness because.
But you're gonna see.
Because you're just looking for that. You know what I mean?
But you're not gonna tell them, hey, look, you're looking for these kind of girls.
How many times are you gonna try to sit down in that conversation?
Until he gets it right.
No, because then what's gonna happen is he's gonna get that crazy girl that's gonna try turning him against his parents.
I mean, if you let it see, that's what I'm saying, is like it is like a delicate balance, because you're just gonna let your kid run off with whoever just because you don't want to give them advice. Like, I don't think that, I mean,
people that get themselves into like, I feel like a lot of times if people get into one bad relationship, and they've had a couple, then they're on a streak, right? And it's just kind of what they're drawn to.
Yeah, but you gotta let them know at least. Hey, look. See, this is my thing, right?
Yeah, maybe be like, don't bring another girl home. I don't want to meet her.
Right, or because these are the kind of girls that you're bringing home. You know, like if you like, and
I could ask them if I could pick them out.
No, see, now you're turning to the helicopter mom. See, now you're talking about you're in there. And that's the difference. You can't really. I feel like when you're talking to people and you're talking about, like, if you're gonna come to me for advice, I'm gonna give it to you. Don't get mad at the advice that you're gonna get, and then don't get mad when I see that person and I'm gonna look at them different because of what you told me.
And honestly, if I'm hearing bad stuff about my kid's partner,
right?
If it keeps happening, I will probably talk to the girl or whoever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
About it and ask her what's going on.
I mean, this ain't nobody else's kid. This is your kid.
It's my kid.
And I feel like
I'd rather get rid of her on my own end. Maybe push her away so that she'll leave my kid away.
But then don't you
leave my kid alone.
But then don't you see about like?
But that's if she's like bad. For
yeah,
her.
but what do you see? But
there's
are we
levels.
Talking about that?
There's levels,
but
right?
Didn't we just talk about that? It's like you exactly what you just said. I'd get rid of her. That's probably what other parents are thinking about other people as well. They're not right for my son or daughter.
Yeah, but some,
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. And I sit back and I think about it, and I got friends like I got a friend who's getting married right now, and the dude's his girl's dad talked to him and was like, "Listen, if you don't shape up, don't even think about marrying my daughter. You gonna be a pizza delivery boy forever? Not my daughter. Not with my daughter." That dude took that, and 3 years later, stepped his game up, and now he's engaged to his wife. And he asked the dude, her dad for his blessings, and the dude was proud of him. And he told him, "Look, I appreciate the talk that you had because I knew what you were telling me about. You were straight up with me, and now you could be good, knowing that your daughter's with a guy who's not just a pizza delivery boy."
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
What if he didn't have that conversation with him?
He would probably have taken a little longer to get where he wants to be right now.
Or maybe not got where he's at right now just because he was comfortable. Yeah. Like what kind of person?
I don't know. It's just like I just feel like you just shouldn't let your family get too involved in everything.
I feel that too. Like,
even limit what you tell them.
I feel like there's a balance for sure. Like, if you want to deal with things and you're strong enough to deal with things, that's cool. But if you're going through some troubles, you're going to you're going to go talk to somebody. And chances are you're going to talk to somebody who's a little bit wiser than you. I know you talk to your family. I for sure know you talk to your family. And I know there's issues that you're going to talk about, and we're going to sit back and be like, they probably know about shit that I don't even know they know about.
No.
Okay.
I feel like I've learned in the past, I've told you guys, before me and him got together, I was like, my next guy is, I know this might sound terrible, but
I'm the next guy, by the way.
The person that I end up being with
right.
is going to, one, not have a relationship with their parents.
Oh, what? How you say that? Whoa.
If they do, then I would freaking be in their face all the time.
No,
showing them love, everything. And another one, obviously, if they're just not around anymore. I know it sounds so terrible.
Yo, you out here waiting for parents to die.
But I just feel like...
What?
To prevent them from, getting...
My parents ain't dead, thank goodness. And I got a relationship with them. It's just not a relationship where it's in their face every day. And I think that's...
I haven't met them.
You've met... Right. One of them, my dad's not able to come to the United States, obviously. So that's not my choice. And then my mom's just crazy. I'm actually saving you by not seeing her, It's the headphones. It's the splice. You're good. I think that's an issue that, when you're sitting back and you're like, you got to deal with those things. But like, my mom will grill you. You think it's a game? I'm protecting you from my mom. My mom probably...
I feel like I can handle anything.
No, you can't.
I can handle anybody.
My mom's what they call
I feel like I've been through enough in my life with parents that I can handle it now.
My mom's crazy with papers. Okay, like you're never gonna be okay.
What do you mean?
She's nuts.
With papers?
Yeah, like certified crazy. That's what they call it. Certified crazy.
Okay. Well, it's also important that you respect your partner, because if you don't respect them, then your family most likely isn't going to respect them.
100%. And I think that's a different,
You set the tone,
I mean, you met my stepmother, who's like my mom. You know what I'm saying? And she loves you. She loves the kids. She loves everything that we do. My family loves you. They think you're great. But I think it's because they've seen the type of people that I've been with, and seeing you is a great change, because, I think it's the same thing. I think, you keep bringing home the wrong kind of people, and people worry about you. People worry about if you're really going to be, and then you finally bring home somebody that's really worth it, and then they're going to respect that person. I've had, and not for any of the exes or anything like that might be watching the show. Y'all wasn't wrong. Y'all just wasn't the one for me.
That just wasn't right.
Y'all just wasn't right for me, Or there were other things going on. But like I sit back and I think about it, and I'm like, look, you're perfect for me. I mean, we got pictures hanging around the home, look like family pictures. Like you do different things that other people don't do. Like, we love each other. Even today, like we talk about it, but like I think when you love somebody, you won't let anything come between that relationship. Almost to the crazy point where it's like you don't want anything to come between you and that relationship. You feel it?
Yeah. But sometimes if you're close to your family, let's say the whole family doesn't like you.
Oh yeah, you through.
How do you do? Like, what do you do then?
You move.
Do you like part ways? What if you let your family decide that, and then you start realizing that there's a pattern and they don't like anybody, and then you start realizing, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't think that there could be a pattern available. Like, I think that if they don't like you, then you're probably not likable. Because I've been through that. And my grandmother was right. Nobody in my family liked that person. And I ended up having a kid with that person. And then she was right. Nobody liked her. I mean, it's just what it is.
Well,
no, we're good. You just gotta,
Well, that's another thing too. So things may be gravy, and then once you start having kids, that's when the in-laws will start getting involved. I do feel like you kind of open that door if you have them watching them a lot. Like then they want to feel almost ownership of your kid, and then they'll feel like they have a big say in do's and don'ts, what your kid is doing.
For sure.
And then that causes a strain.
No, if you have your people in every little thing that you do, they're going to be in every little thing that you do. They're going to be in every little problem. They're going to be in every little success. They're going to be in every little issue that you might have. So if your people are too involved into what you're doing, then you for sure got to get them out of there. Like, I can't have you sleeping on the couch while I'm married, and my little brother, I love him to death, right? He let me sleep on his couch. But if he moved in with a girl, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to be there with him. No way in hell. It wouldn't be right. Like, think about it. Like, even if he was there watching the kids, right? Like, he was like the glorified babysitter. It wouldn't be right. Because anytime we have an argument, guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
He's gonna hear it. When we're done, I might storm out, want to go watch TV. He's on the couch or he's in his room. He comes out. What's up, man? Yeah, I heard what's going on. You all right? And then that's how the conversation gets started.
Moral of the story: if you have kids, live with just your
kids.
If you're able to, make yourself able. Like, make that be the only.
If you live with your partner,
way.
You can't live with nobody else.
I just feel like I feel like I have been misunderstood in the past for what? I don't even know why.
Because you're crazy.
I'm not even crazy.
I'm just playing.
I'm freaking caring. You know
You're
what
great.
I mean? Like,
You're great.
like,
But I do think you worry too much about what other people think. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think I worry too much about what other people
well,
think.
I do, because it's hurtful to know that people are putting you in a bad light.
For sure.
And when you always have good intentions for anybody around you.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's the thing. Again, when you're living with your partner, there can be no outside influences involved. You got to if you want something to grow, you got to grow with it on your own. Yeah. You can't have other people, too many chefs in the kitchen, because then they're going to throw their little salt and seasoning into it.
And as much as you may say, I don't care about what they have to say about you or what's going on, it gets in their head.
Yeah, you hear about it every day. It's going to mess with you.
Yeah, for sure.
And then not just that. Like, look, think about it. Like, go for example. Let's just say I got into an argument. My brother was in here, or my sister was in here, and I go in there. Like, no matter what happens, you're gonna be in your space by yourself, sulking in that, and then I'm gonna have cheerleaders or somebody out here, and their family.
See, I told you. You need to leave her.
Whatever happens, like, they're gonna be putting them in. There's been so many times, man, where I put my 2 cents into some other people's stuff, and I should have just shut up. Let those people, like, you gotta act like you're not even there. Or and literally you actually can't be there. You shouldn't be there. I think that's what it is. I think so many relationships end because they let other people involved. So I agree with you for sure. Have
you ever had any, like, parents not be crazy about you? You've had your grandmother not be crazy about your partners. Have you ever had that turned around on you?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I've had ex-girlfriends. See, this is what pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I had an ex-girlfriend one time that told me, I can't bring you home to my mom or dad. And I was like, what? You can't bring me home to your mom and dad? What are you talking about? Like, and it was just because culturally, I wouldn't have fit into that family. She was super high class, and at that time I was super ghetto, what I'm saying, not really thinking about that situation. And we ended up not working out. And I'm not gonna lie, because of what she said. It gave me a complex from then on out. It gave me a complex, like, I'm never gonna be good enough for you or your family, so why are we even wasting our time? So have I met somebody's parents and they said they don't like me? I've never heard that myself, but I have heard, look, you can't even get in the door.
But it hasn't been that you've been in a relationship and you've seen, had a relationship with the parents. Not that I know of.
I feel like the type of person that I am, like, I'm likable. Like, if I'm a relationship kind of guy. I'm not the guy. I mean, you know this. I'm not the guy. I think when we met, like, I gave you a hug, like, and you were even talking about, like, what the hell.
You gave me a hug a whole bunch of times, high fives.
Right.
And I was like, you need to stop with the high five.
I'm more of a respectful kind of guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm more the guy that's gonna, like, I'm not gonna push the issues. You won't be accusing me of anything. Okay? Like, I'm not even the guy that's gonna go into, like, a party or a club and be approaching girls. That's not my style. I'm more of the guy that's gonna, like, I don't want people looking at me like that. That's not my thing. When I connect with somebody because of mutual interest, like, I don't go to the club to go find people. So, you're not gonna tell your parents, yeah, I met this guy at the club. Nah, that ain't never gonna be me. Oh, you'll meet me at a Walmart, Starbucks.
Social
gathering with friends, nothing too crazy. I'm not wifing anybody from the club. I'm not wifing anybody from from some frat party or something. It's not going down like that. But what will happen, and I think I don't think any parent wants to hear that. Like, think about me in that situation. Like, my son comes home, was like, yo, Dad, I met this beautiful girl. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Where'd you meet her?
I mean, I don't know.
I met her at Club Sky.
You don't know what the situation was. She may not have even wanted to be there and is just out celebrating on her friend's birthday and they hit it off. You know what I mean? I wouldn't judge it. I wouldn't judge it on that.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't judge it on
I'm sorry. You met her at the club?
So you're going to be one of
sure.
those dads.
Oh, yeah.
That's always looking at his son's girlfriend like he met you at the club. So you need to go back to the club.
I'm gonna be asking some questions though. What do you really know about her? How many times you been to that club? How many times you seen her in that club?
You got to be careful also because that might push the kid away and then they wouldn't want to tell you anything else anymore.
Maybe. But again, I could be wrong, but like, you're not gonna meet the wife of your dreams at the club. I don't see it.
What if she brought you Swiss cheese every day?
I love Swiss cheese, but if I met her at the club,
I think that would completely change your mind.
Nah, I met too many girls at the club. Sorry, I met too many people at the club, and I'm not really too many. Like, even it just doesn't work out. You can't even talk to somebody in the club. If you talking to somebody in the club, you're like how? What are you saying? Hey, how you doing? What's up, girl? God. What, you not catching no type of conversations. You don't know what this girl's really like. You looking at your beauty and your beauty. That's it. That's all you doing. Think about it. What kind of conversations, what meaningful conversations can you have there?
Well, you definitely can't tell yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I sit back and I think about the people that I've talked to at the club. If you go and date them the next day, two things happen.
Well, I know one.
What's
the
that?
liquor wore off.
And they don't even look the same. Okay? Like, the lights are dim in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, now you looking at them and you're like, oh, well, okay. Let's just say, cool. They do look the same now. Okay, you met them at the club. And now you trying to connect with them somehow. Now you're trying to build rapport. But the rapport you built was at the club. So you don't even know what.
Yeah.
So you got 15 to 30 seconds. And think about if she's shallow or if he's shallow. And you just went on a date with somebody that you have no idea who's boring.
Yeah.
Through. I'm sorry. I've seen it. I've done it. And that may be just me. Maybe just because I'm lame. I don't know. Comment in the comment section. Let me know.
Because you're lame?
Maybe because I'm lame. Maybe because that's not the place to be meeting your future wife.
Sometimes I think that you're just really old school about stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I'm okay with that. I tried it. What do you mean old school? Like, I tried it.
You hate when I say that.
I was in the club all the time. I was. You don't think I bagged a few chicks in the club all the time? Oh, I have bottles. Yeah. Go meet them the next day. Man. I'm telling you, man. More shallow than a puddle outside when it's raining. I'm telling you. So it's like, what can you really think about? Like, who are you really, like, what are you gonna really talk about? And it's not that I don't think that it could happen. I just don't think, like, you didn't meet me in the club.
No.
Right. And when we linked up afterwards, like, we had meaningful conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes it. You're not gonna have too many meaningful conversations in the club. And, you know, I'm just saying. What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, I think we should wrap this up. You know, it is what it is, babe. I love you. But
I love you too.
What do you think at the end of the day? What are we saying?
Get out of people's business.
Get out of people's business, y'all.
And let people think for themselves.
And keep your problems to yourself at the same time. I think
That
that's
is
the
true
biggest
too.
thing.
Write it in a diary or something.
Right. And figure it out for yourself before you go. And if you ask for advice, don't be upset
Yeah.
when they develop opinions about the person that you ask them for.
Yeah.
True or false? So, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for joining the Relatable Podcast. This is what it is. I am Vince Serrano, and this is the lovely
Jenny.
And please do me a favor, comment in the comment section if you like it. If you think that,
I'm curious to see how many people are in situations where they're constantly trying to defend themselves to the in-laws.
For sure. If you are one of those people who tell people everything, comment in the comment section. If you are not, let us know as well. Like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, Relatable Podcast. I am Vince Serrano. This is the lovely
Me.
Jenny. Thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great one. What's up, y'all? I am Vince Serrano.
And I am Jenny, and it's been the Relatable Podcast. That's REL, the number 8, TABLE podcast. You can find us on Instagram and on Twitter.
Make sure you guys like us or comment in the sections on any of the ideas that we had, all right?
We want to know what you guys think about what we talked about today.
Thanks for listening.